we look at the starting line here, and it's the men's 2V. Blades are locked on. We have Brown in lane 2, Princeton lane 3, and away we go in the penultimate event on the heavyweight men's side of things. Once again, bottom of the screen, close to the camera, it is the Brown Bears in lane 2. Furthest from the camera, it is Princeton in lane 3. And both boats shooting out 100 meters down, coming out real quick. Bow ball to bow ball, neck and neck. Really, really tight racing in the high strokes here from Princeton to Brown. And it is Princeton definitely getting an early advantage here. Princeton taking a quick early seat, make that 2 seats over Brown as we hit the meat of these high strokes here, Tommy.
Yep, you got to think there's 3 seniors in this second varsity league for the Tigers, and it is their last home race on Lake Carnegie ever. So you got to think they want to go out with a bang. Coxon, Wes Hirschman, 8-seat Keeling Good, and 4-seat Lachlan Tuvey are all seniors, all on their final race as Princeton Tigers on this lake.
Yeah, they're going to want to put their best foot forward here. They're going to want to end the season with a bang, and beating Brown is certainly a way to do that. We talk about these 2 crews lining up. It's always the last race of the year. It's always right here on Lake Carnegie. And Greg Hughes, when you catch up with him about racing Brown, he just says he loves lining up against these guys. They're grinders, they're tough, they're super powerful every year, and it's always back and forth racing.
Yep. Always exciting to watch as commentators, don't you think, Keenan?
Certainly is. Yeah, I'm excited, Tommy. I know you are too.
I know. We're getting very heated in the studio. We got shirts off and just watching these racers just race down the course.
That's right, Tommy. We are about 650 meters in. It is the Princeton Tiger 2V up half a boat over Brown. Princeton 2V is the top seed going into Eastern Sprints in the 2V category. Brown also ranked super high, but Princeton 2V has been kind of the cream of the crop when it comes to the second varsity races so far this season. They'll look to continue to outperform the competition here, as they're doing right now.
Absolutely. Looking down the Tiger crew boat, we've got Coxon, Wes Hirschman, Keelan Good, Kian Aminian, Ed Nutt, Nick McAdam, Lachlan Tuvey, Andrew Wilkinson, Trigva Byloken, and Nick Rath in bow seat.
Yeah, a ton of maturity, a ton of seniority in this boat. These guys have been around the block. They've been racing in Princeton for a long time now. And, you can see the maturity here as they sit up maybe 3/4 of a length. I would say it's still close to a half length here from Princeton back to Brown.
Yeah, 1,000-meter mark, we might see Brown do a little something here.
Yeah, Bruno 20. Let's see if we can hear it. Let's see if we can see it. That Bruno 20 is typically so powerful, so potent. They can typically roll a crew that's not ready for it. But this Princeton 2V, they came to race today, and they sit up and might even be moving out ahead of Brown as Brown is starting to gear up and starting to push here.
Yeah, absolutely. We are 1,100 meters down, 900 to go, and Princeton inching away slightly, and getting just a little bit more momentum with every stroke.
Yeah, exactly right. They sit up now, definitely 3/4 of a length over Brown. We are into the final 750 now. Princeton will want to try to get to a full boat length, and then if they can break open water, such a psychological advantage. That's what they're going to try to do the next 250 before that 500-meter mark when they have to start thinking about the sprint. And they're doing a good job of it. Right now they've taken a full boat length. They're sitting up, and it looks like open water, Tommy.
Yeah, I trust your eyes, Keenan, and I'm seeing the same thing.
It seems like the Princeton Coxon probably called a big move there, and he was able to get his crew to be up a seat of open. And again, massive, massive for this Princeton 2V.
Yeah, you got to think, we caught up with Coach Elfant about this boat, and he said, the lineup has been unchanged throughout the entire season. So these guys have been rowing together all season long, really meshing well. Big wins against Harvard, Yale, and Cornell in recent weeks, and they're lining up against the 1V at practice every day. So you got to think that's helping them, and look what it's doing for them.
Yeah, exactly right, Tommy. The inter-squad competition, all these 2V guys, they want to be in that 1V, And so all these races, day in and day out, these matter. And so these guys are going to want to pour it on here against Brown. They sit up about a seat and a half of open water. They haven't been able to get too much the last 20, 30 strokes or so, but pretty sizable margin against a tough Brown opponent. You got to be happy with this, but you can't be content. Final 250
you've
here,
got
Tommy.
250 meters to go. Anything can happen, Keenan. Anything can happen.
Literally anything, Tommy.
Anything could happen.
Both boats starting to gear up for the line. We should see full sprint sequences at this stage of the season. Princeton, in their first bump, they have taken another seat over Brown. Brown's starting to run out of water here. Not a whole lot of room if they want to try to steal this thing from the Tiger 2V. I think barring catastrophe here, Tommy, this Tiger 2V, they're going to keep this exciting and impressive season going here. Final 20 strokes for the Tigers, if not less.
Yeah, I would say less. You're very bad at counting how many strokes are left as a coxswain.
That's exactly right. Here's the finish line, Tommy.
And congratulations to these Tiger seniors for their last race on Lake Carnegie.
Unofficially a time of 5:42. Brown unofficially a time of 5:45. And that's how the 2V event